Welcome to Calcutta Races Christmas meeting, third day, Saturday, 21st December 2019 race preview. First race is the Police Smarties Cup to be run over a distance of the metric mile, 1600 meters. For horses in class 4, 5 eligible. Looking at number 1, Modification. Modification's last outing was pretty impressive in race number 50 this season, over 1400 meters, where Modification travelled fourth till it turned for home. Gradually gained places down in the centre after a couple of reminders and pretty hard riding. Came and took over the running and went on to win that race by 3 1/4 lengths by beating Bang Bang. Also in the same race we had number 11, that is Stormfront, who finished right at the tail end of the field to finish on 13th out of 13 runners. Number 2, we're looking at SHIVAYY. One start this season in race number 23 over 1200 meters, and what a start that was. Travelled second all the way peacefully till it turned for home and then gradually took over the running till about a distance post and went on to win that race by a length and a half by beating Sharavati. Number 3 will be STELLANOVA. 3 starts this season, finished off the board in all 3 starts. Last outing being over 1400 meters in race number 30, where STELLANOVA finished on 5th after much efforts and travelled very wide. And the winner of that race was Kantai. Number 4 will be SHARQI. Royal Gladiator out of safekeeping. One start this season in race number 21 over 1400 meters, where SHARQI travelled 10th till it turned for home, improved a few places and managed to finish on 7th. And the winner of that race was Communique, who got that by 2 lengths. Number 6, we're looking at Supernormal. Supernormal's had one start this season in race number 14 over 1600 meters, where Supernormal travelled 5th till it turned for home and then took over the running for about 50 meters or so, and then eventually was overtaken on the outside by a few runners, and the winner of that race is Monte Cassino, and Supernormal finished on 4th. Number 7, we're looking at Coconut. Coconut's had 2 starts this season, finished right at the back end to finish on 11th in its first start. Last outing was pretty impressive, but at the same time unlucky for Coconut. Finished on 2nd, travelled 4th till it turned for home and tried to gain places, but couldn't match strides to the winner. That has Beat the Bank. Also in the same race we had number 13, Christiana, who finished on 6th. Number 8, you're looking at KIMAYA, Sedgefield out of Saparelli. One start this season in race number 4 over 1400 meters. A pretty impressive start that was by KIMAYA. Travelled 2nd till it turned for home and then remained in that spot. Couldn't match strides to the winner. That was Alpharat, and KIMAYA settled for 2nd spot, as I've said. Number 9, we're looking at Artiste Royal. Artiste Royal's had 4 starts this season, won 2 starts. Last outing being extremely impressive in race number 45 over 1100 meters. When it turned for home, practically no show there by Artiste Royal, travelling 10th till it turned for home, and then came up with a real rattle on the stand side from nowhere and went on to win that race by 3/4 of a length by beating Knight's Gambit. Number 10, we're looking at Nandish, a one start that was in the Calcutta monsoon meeting in race number 117 over 1200 meters. And what a start that was by Nandish. Get a hard-fought battle to stablemate Abhayagama and went on to win that race by a short neck. This time being ridden by Suraj Naredu is Nandish. We move on to the second race, which is the Calcutta Mounted Police Cup to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. We're looking at number 1, Dilmange Mo. 3 starts this season, finished second in its first start, then came out and won its second start over 1200 meters. Last start was over the same distance in race number 24, which you're looking at, where Dil Mange More travelled fourth till it turned for home, gained one place and managed to finish on board, to finish on third. Now travelling over 1400 meters will be Dil Mange More. Number 2, we're looking at SANVI. SHIVAYY out of Bow River Gold, one start in race number 20 this season over 1400 meters, travelled 7th till it turned for home and travelled extremely wide of the track and came up with a dazzling run and finished on third, and the winner of that race was Glorious Leaps. Number 3, we're looking at Arakava. Arakava's last start was this season in race number 44 over 2,000 meters, where Arakava travelled 7th till it turned for home and remained in that spot after much efforts. Winner of that race was a runaway winner, Kaiden, who got it by 5 1/4 lengths. Number 4, we are looking at Dixie Diamond. Dixie Diamond's 3 starts, that is in the monsoon meeting. Last start being over 1400 meters in race number 82, where Dixie Diamond travelled 7th till it turned for home and remained in that spot. And the winner of that race was Fantasia, who got it by a neck. Number 5, we're looking at Drogo. Drogo's last start was this season in race number 30 over 1400 meters, where Drogo travelled 7th till it turned for home and after some hard riding and a couple of cracks in the final stages of the race, managed to get on board to finish on third. Also in the same race, we had number 13, CAPO the CAPI, who finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Kantai. Number 7, we are looking at Glorious Leaps. Glorious Leaps has had 3 starts this season, finished on third in its first start, then came out and won its second start in race number 20 over 1400 meters, dropped back to 1200 meters in its last start in race number 43. Practically no show there by Glorious Leaps. A pretty unimpressive run there by Glorious Leaps, who finished on 7th out of 9 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 10, that is Demonstrate, who finished on 4th, and the winner of that race was Hukumat. Number 8 will be Joss. Joss's last start was over the metric mile and in race number 37, where Joss travelled 4th till it turned for home and remained in that spot. Out of 6 runners, the winner of that race was Dancing Lord. Number 9, we're looking at Top Notch, top class out of Ilzam. One start this season in race number 5 over 1400 meters. Pretty impressive start that was by Top Notch. Led all the way about 50 meters away from home and was eventually overtaken on the outside by Valeria. And Top Notch settled for second spot. That's the one you need to watch out for. Number 11, we're looking at Manzoni, multi-dimensional out of 5 Saturns. One start the season in race number 9 over 1200 meters, where Manzoni travelled 3rd till it turned for home and remained in that spot after much efforts. And also in the same race, we had number 12, Aqua Racer, who finished on 8th, and the winner of that race was Dil Mange More, who got it by 4 1/4 lengths. We move on to the third race, which is the Police Commissioner's Cup, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Admiral Hatsu. 2 starts this season, finished off the board in both its outings. Last one being over a mile in race number 18, where Admiral Hatsu travelled 3rd till it turned for home, rapidly faded back and finished right at the back end to finish on 10th out of 10 runners. Winner was Gold Bond. Number 3, we're looking at Sniper. King Dakar out of Zealous, one start this season in race number 25 over 1200 meters, where Sniper travelled 7th till it turned for home and travelled very wide in the final stages and gradually improved places and pretty smoothly as a matter of fact, but couldn't match tries to the front runners and managed to finish on 4th was Sniper. Winner there was a Capricious. Number 4, we're looking at Aftershock. Aftershocks had one start this season in race number 6 over 1400 meters, where Aftershock led till the distance post and eventually was overtaken on the outside by many runners, and Aftershock settled for 7th spot, and the winner of that race was Jacobin. Number 5, we're looking at Novikov holding court on a Dancer's Fan. Pretty impressive start to the season in race number 12 over 12. Race number 24, I beg your pardon, over 1200 meters, when Novikov travelled 3rd till it turned for home and gradually gained places and came and took over the running in the last 100 meters, won it by 2 3/4 lengths by Mr. Fox. Can repeat it again is Novikov, as she's really in form. Number 6 will be Surf Romance. Surf ran out a romantic quest at 2 starts to the season and been unlucky in both its outings, and as it finished on 2nd in both its starts, last outing being over 1400 meters in race number 30, where it travelled 4th till it turned for home and then gradually gained a couple of places and finished on 2nd to the winner, that was Kantai. Also in the same race we had number 10, that is Kantai, who was the winner there itself. Number 7, we're looking at Nelson's Blood. Nelson's Blood had one start this season in race number 35 over 1200 meters, when Nelson's Blood finished on 9th out of 13 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 9, Reincarnation, who finished on 8th, but the winner of that race was Rick Ware. Number 11, we're looking at Sheer Force. Sheer Force has had one start this season over 1400 meters in race number 20, where Sheer Force travelled 2nd till it turned for home and then took over the running towards the rail side till about 50 meters away from home, and then eventually got beat just at the post by Glorious Leaps, and Sheer Force settled for 2nd spot, just a nose behind the winner. Number 12 will be Saberjet, a support out of Siachen. 2 starts this season. Last outing was pretty impressive in race number 37 over the metric mile, where Saberjet travelled 3rd till it turned for home and then took over the running in the last 100 meters, but eventually got beat by Dancing Lord, who took over the running in the last 50 meters and went on to win it by 3 1/4 lengths. Saberjet settled for 2nd spot. Number 13 will be Vice Admiral, one start this season in race number 5 over 1400 meters, where Vice Admiral travelled 5th till it turned for home, dropped back 2 places and finished on 7th eventually. Winner of that race was Valeria. We move on to the 4th race, which will be the Calcutta Juvenile Stakes. Horse is 2 years old, only to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. We're looking at number 1, Copacabana. Started out of Moonscape, one start this season in race number 31 over 1100 meters. And what a start that was by Copacabana. Made it a pillar-to-post victory. Went on to win it by 2 1/4 lengths by beating Ember Glow. Number 3, we're looking at Phoenicia Mist. Phoenicia Mist has had one start this season in race number 40 over 1200 meters, where Phoenicia Mist led till the distance post and then eventually was overtaken on the outside by Black Pearl, who was an impressive winner that day. Phoenicia Mist settled for 2nd spot. Also in the same race, we had number 5, Daring Heart, multi-dimensional and a romantique, that finished on 4th in that race. We move on to the 5th race, which is the Decathlon Memorial Calcutta Gold Cup Grade 2. for 3 years old and over to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. We're looking at number 1, New England. One start this season in race number 41 over 1200 meters, where New England travelled right at the back end till it turned firm and travelled very wide of the track. But what an impressive run that was by New England. Came up with a very late dash and managed to cling on to get on board to finish on third. The winner of that race was St. Andrews. Number 2, we are looking at Shivalik Shah's Dancing Forever, a sun shower. One start this season in race number 34 over a mile. And what a start that was for Shivalik Shah's. Made it a pillar-to-post victory. Ran a bit erratic in the final stages, but held on and went on to win that race by a long neck. Also in the same race, we had number 3, Shivansh, who was the runner-up in that race, who came up with a real late dash on the stand side. Number 4 will be Star Superior, excellent art out of Ramjet, one of the star contenders here in the D.K. Memorial Calcutta Gold Cup. Last start was in Hyderabad in race number 61 over 2,000 meters, where it travelled fourth till it turned for home. Gradually improved their positions in the final stages and went on to win that race by a neck by beating Mr. Handsome. Number 5 will be Adjudicate, multi-dimensional out of Alvarita. Last start was in the Indian St. Legend, race number 105 in Pune, over 2,800 meters, and what a start that was. Made it a pillar-to-post victory, went on to win that race by 2 lengths. Are we going to be witnessing a match race between Adjudicate and Star Superior? We got to wait and watch. Number 6 is going to be Razor Grand. Last start was in the Calcutta Cold Weather season 2018-19, an impressive run that was by Razor Grand. Came up with a late dash and finished on second in race number 188 over a mile to the winner, that is Scared Man. Now running after a long layoff here is Razor Grand. We move on to the 6th race, which is the Calcutta Oaks 2019 Grade 3 terms for Indian fillies, 3 years old, only to be run over a distance of 2,400 meters. This being the 3rd classic of the season. We're looking at number 1, Alpharats. Number of runs was 4 in its career. One win with 3 places. Last outing being in the Calcutta Cold Weather season this season in race number 33 over 2,000 meters, where Alpharats finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Mtrs, who won it by 2 3/4 lengths. Number 2 will be IZZY, 5 runs in his career, won 4 out of 5. Last outing being in the Calcutta 1,000 guineas this season in race number 27, where IZZY went on to win that race, travelled 5th till it turned for home, gradually gained places on the outside and went on to win it by 1.5 lengths by beating Abira. Also in the same race, he had number 3, Louboutin, who finished on 5th, and number 5, Rosina, who finished on 3rd, and number 7, Valeria, who finished on 6th. Number 4 will be Roll Call. What's the script out of Knockenduff? 9 starts in her career, finished on 2nd in its last start out of having won thrice in her career. Last start was in race number 198 in Hyderabad over 2,400 meters, and what a run she came up with in the last 50 meters. Finished on 2nd, a length and a half behind the winner, Call of the Blue. Number 6 will be Shivalik Sight. Shivalik Sight's had 1 start this season in race number 13 over the metric mile, and Shivalik Sight finished on 5th. The winner of that race was Kaiden. Might just turn out to be the pacemaker in the Calcutta Oaks. We move on to the seventh and last race of the day, which is the Eagle Pines Handicap to be run over a distance of 2,000 meters for horses in Class 5. Looking at number 1, Top Cat. Top Cat's had one start this season in race number 15 over the metric mile, where Top Cat travelled 6 till it turned for home, gradually gained places and finished on third. Also in the same race, we had number 5, Ajita, who finished one behind to finish on fourth. Number 6, Romantic Zeal, who finished one behind to finish on fifth. And number 7, Porus, who finished one behind Romantic Zeal to finish on sixth, but the eventual winner of that race was Mtrs. Number 2, we're looking at Bambini Festa. Bambini Festa has had 3 starts this season, finished off the board in all its 3 starts. Last outing finished on right at the tail end in race number 29, over 1400 meters, where Bambini Festa finished on 14th out of 14 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 4, Cool Conqueror, who finished on 5th, I beg your pardon, and number 8, that is Prince of Heart, who finished on 9th, and the winner of that race was Simply Soaring. Impressive winner that day. Number 3 will be Caledonia. 3 starts this season, finished off the board in all 3 starts. Last outing being over 1400 meters in race number 50, where Caledonia finished on 10th out of 13 runners. Winner of that race was Modification, who went on to win it by 3 1/4 lengths. Number 9 will be Havana Grey. Havana Grey's had one start this season in race number 22 over 1100 meters, where Havana Grey travelled 11th till it turned for home, and then dropped back one place and finished right at the tail end of the field to finish on 12th out of 12 runners. Winner of that race was Swan Light, who got that race by a nose on the stand side. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and hope to see you at the races tomorrow for a real cracker of a day for the D. Khaitan Memorial Calcutta Gold Cup and the third classic, which is the Calcutta Oaks. See you at the races.